Good evening, friends, and thank you for inviting me to this gathering. It's difficult to talk after Mr. Damodaran, but what I thought I'll talk about is what I was introduced the last part of what I'm trying to do. My FICCI term is over. It just got over last month. And I said, what do I do after this? I spent about 40% of my time in FICCI last year, and I have, to that extent, withdrawn from my day-to-day business responsibility. And nobody wants me back there. So what do I do with that 40% time? So I said to myself, I need to do something in addition to driving the corporate social responsibility, and I call it personal social responsibility, which is actually giving your time and your resources, including your wealth, your personal wealth and personal time, to something which, to the society. And while identifying what should I be doing, I said that I want to do something which I'm passionate about, and I don't want to do just something which is like give a donation to a hospital or a school. And so I said I want to be actively involved in my personal social responsibility and not just give some resources in terms of monetary funds and things like that. So after thinking deeply, I identified entrepreneurs as one way to move forward. And in the last 2 years, I've been doing some small experiments in this area. I started off with working with some women entrepreneurs, trying to help them in terms of scale up and not necessarily scale. Basically, these small entrepreneurs, and they were struggling to do their own businesses. And I realized very quickly that many of them were so much in love with their business that they were just losing money. And I had to bluntly tell them that, please, this is just not the right way to go about doing it. After doing very many things, I said that if you do individual mentoring, it's very, very difficult for oneself to actually cover many people. And I want to cover large numbers of entrepreneurs. So what do I do? And towards that, I discussed with Thai Bombay chapter and said, can I do group mentoring? So what I did in the last 1 year was that I gathered a group of 10 individuals. And basically, I said that your business model should be proven model, in the sense that you should not be struggling with the business you have. By and large, you should be clear what is the business model. It should either be profitable or should be turning profitable within a short period of time, maybe 1 or 2 years. And I will actually mentor you in groups. So what I did was I went through a rigorous selection process, in the sense that, okay, are you the right type of entrepreneur who's ambitious, who's wanting to learn, and more importantly, wanting to give back to others. And if you have issues of scaling up, which I believe is very important in any business, because many entrepreneurs fail in scaling up. They have a fantastic idea, but they just don't know how to scale up. Scaling up in terms of starting with how to manage partners, to other associates, to how to recruit talent, raising funds, preparing a business plan, risk management, sales distribution issue, marketing issues, and so on and so forth. And I said, if I gave you a lecture from my end, which is either me or one of my colleagues or any thought leader in this area, and we would select one topic at a time, and we would spend about 3 hours. I would speak for an hour or so, and then we would have a discussion in that group for about 2 hours. So that evoked a very positive response, and I said I can't go on doing it every month because I'm now getting involved in FICCI. So I said that, now let me turn this into a peer learning group, wherein I will, amongst your group, I will select a moderator who has the skills of managing a group. I will give him some training, and he will actually work with the group. So the model is actually once in 3 months, me or one of my colleagues will speak, and the balance part of the year, there will be peer learning with a moderator in a highly confidential environment, and we will select the group to ensure that nobody is competing with each other. So that one group or 2 groups are in existence for last 1 year, and I think they are doing very well. We will have to handhold them. But the key thing is, I said, having done this, can I scale it up? So from 1st of April, I'm going to start doing this, wherein I would like to scale this up. We will go from 1 to 10, and then 10 to 100 groups and hopefully 100 to 1,000 groups over a period of time. And that's a dream. I would like to do this first in Bombay and then to Delhi and in Bangalore and many other cities. But the whole objective is to actually value add to them by selecting the right group, making them learn from each other, teaching the right group processes, and giving some thought leadership in terms of a certain subject which gets debated in the group based on best practices. We will, over a period of time, have an ecosystem of venture capitalists, consultants who can also add value to this. And once in a year, my thinking was to have a convention like this wherein we'll get all the entrepreneurs who are a part of this group and we will announce prizes of the best scale up and so on and so forth. So I think that's the idea I just wanted to share. And if any of you, over a period of time, if you're Bombay based, want to refer any of your investments wherever we made, and then we'll make groups depending on the sizes. We can have groups starting from 1 crore to 10 crores, and we will have the next batch maybe 10 to 100 crores, and then 100 crores and above. I think everybody has to learn. I think in my experience, we've seen that every person has to have learning, and if that person is open to learn and give back, that person will get a lot of benefit out of this, and more importantly, the whole entrepreneurship culture will increase in the country, which will be beneficial to the growth of the country. So these are some of my thoughts. So I thought I'll just share that with you. So with that, I wish you all the best. Thank you.